Hey, Michael. So this is the first, besides the rules video, which thank you for posting to get us started. Besides that, this is the first video in our back and forth. So kind of excited to make it.
I'll also talk about like daily life, my work, what it's like being a singer, what it's like to be me, what I'm thinking about, questions that I have for you, things I want to know from your perspective, and maybe you can send some questions back to me because I always love our discussions. I like talking to you about this kind of stuff, so I'm pretty excited.
It's a lot of work, but a lot of fun. One thing that I think is going to be really cool about this channel is that we have a fairly similar way of seeing things, but we're in really drastically different fields. You're a grad student in engineering and physics, and I sing opera and do classical music. So, like, those are pretty much opposite ends of the skill spectrum, but we're interested in each other's stuff. Like, you sang an opera before, and I am like a huge philosophy and science buff. And so there's going to be a lot for us to talk about, which is cool. I think maybe I'm going to start with a question. So, my question is, lately I have been really interested in terraforming and space colonization. And we talked about this a little bit in person. I want to know why people don't seem to consider the fact that solar wind could be a huge problem for instance, Mars colonization. You can potentially, theoretically, get something going on Mars, plant life, or carbon burning factories, which will create a greenhouse effect and warm the planet and stuff, and create some atmosphere. And so maybe in the distant future, you might have a habitable planet, but you would have to always be producing more gases because solar wind will just blow your atmosphere away. That's why Mars doesn't have an atmosphere now, because it all got blown away. Now, correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think I'm right. Why is it that all of these pop factors, and they're not all just like random YouTubers, don't factor this in? It seems pretty huge. And if you look at what other organizations are doing, like NASA had a competition about habitats for Mars, and a lot of them were made with regolith 3D printing kind of stuff. None of those are trying to create an atmosphere. Those are just, they're not even putting their sights on that. They're just trying to make some kind of habitation where we can be. So I would love to know what your thoughts are about that, the veracity of the solar wind problem, the reason that more people don't seem to know that it's a problem and go around making YouTube videos and stuff without factoring it in, and what maybe could be done about it, since there's no magnetosphere to hold an atmosphere in. Pretty excited to start this out, and I can't wait to hear what you say. See you, buddy.